How many faces of the Silk Road did history preserve as legend, while burying the pain behind their eyes? Welcome to History Reborn AI. Across deserts, palaces, cave temples, and ancient trading cities, beauty was once power, marriage was once treaty, and a single portrait was sometimes all that survived a lifetime of silence. Tonight we bring 20 real women back to life through artificial intelligence, reconstructed from old paintings, statues, murals, coins, and mummies. Stay until the end, because the final face is not only the most famous, she may be the most contested of them all. If reconstructed history moves you, we invite you to share the face that haunts you most and to return for the next story. Number 20. A young woman rides toward mountains she did not choose. Her name was Princess Jincheng, sent from the Tang court to become Queen of Tibet in the early decades of the 8th century. Statues, Buddhist iconography, and later commemorative paintings allow her face to return through artificial intelligence, though much of that image was shaped by generations after her death. The public remembers her as the successor to Wencheng's legacy, a bridge between two thrones. The colder truth is quieter. She entered a marriage built on mutual suspicion between empires that trusted no one, least of all each other. Some records suggest she longed to return home and never could. Peace was written, but it was written on the private life of one girl. She did not walk the Silk Road as a traveler. She walked it as a promise that could never be taken back. Number 19. A queen's face survives on a temple wall, though her name has nearly vanished. She was a royal consort of the Khotan court, connected by marriage to the Dunhuang region during the 10th century, remembered today only through donor portraits inside the Mogao caves. Cave 61 preserves her likeness in royal dress, and it is through that painted image that artificial intelligence can return her features to the light. The public remembers a glowing figure in desert murals, jeweled and dignified. The darker truth is that her personal name has nearly dissolved into title and ornament alone. She once stood as a diplomatic link between two powers, yet history kept only her silhouette. A true queen, reduced to a woman in a painting. The wall still remembers her crown. It has forgotten the sound of her voice. Number 18. A princess in an ornate jeweled headdress stares out from a fading cave wall. She was the daughter of a Khotanese king, given in marriage to the ruler of Dunhuang. Her identity carried mainly through the 10th century murals of Mogao Cave 61. Those painted donor portraits are the foundation from which her image can be reconstructed today. The public remembers an oasis princess dressed in splendor along the desert trade routes. The colder truth is that her marriage was a map of alliances, not a story of love. She represented a political bond, while her individual voice was erased from the historical record. Her jewelry has outlived her true name. She was painted to prove an alliance existed, not to preserve a soul. Number 17. A quiet noblewoman kneels in prayer inside a mountain cave, her contribution nearly lost to time. She was known as Lady Zhai, a patron of Dunhuang during the 10th century, whose role modern scholarship increasingly recognizes inside Cave 61, long attributed mostly to the men around her. Surviving donor portraits and temple inscriptions provide the material from which her likeness can now emerge. The public remembers a noblewoman standing behind a great Buddhist project. The darker truth is that her contribution was buried beneath her husband's name for centuries. She gave offerings to be remembered, yet memory read her through a man instead, who truly stood behind one of Dunhuang's greatest caves. Some women are not lost to time. They are lost to how history chose to look at them. Number 16. A scholar sits beneath lamplight, finishing a history that will outlive an empire. She was Ban Zhao, born in the Eastern Han Dynasty near the middle of the 1st century, a historian whose portraits were reimagined by later artists, including a notable painting from 1799. That posthumous image, along with scholarly illustrations across centuries, allows her face to be rebuilt today. The public remembers the brilliant scholar who completed the Book of Han. The colder truth is that her intellect existed inside an order that always demanded a woman's submission. She wrote history, yet history still confined her. Rarely did a woman enter the halls of power through knowledge alone, and the price was a lifetime of quiet self-restraint. She left behind her words, but perhaps she buried far more sighs than sentences. Number 15. A princess dissolves into the golden form of a goddess, until no one is certain where the woman ends and the myth begins. She is remembered as Bhrikuti Devi, a Nepalese princess linked to 7th century Tibet, associated in tradition with the Green Tara, and preserved through centuries of Thangka painting, though her historical certainty remains disputed among scholars. It is through those sacred artworks that her possible likeness can be reconstructed. The public remembers a princess who carried Buddhism and Nuar artistry into Tibet. The darker truth is that she stands at the fragile border between history and legend, where royal women were easily transformed into religious symbols. Was she a woman, a myth, or both at once? When history cannot be certain, legend dresses silence in gold. Number 14. A woman rides toward the grasslands, her pipa silent, her homeland disappearing behind her. She was Wang Zhaojun, one of the 4 great beauties of ancient China, sent from the Western Han court into the Xiongnu Confederation during the 1st century before the Common Era. Centuries of paintings, sculptures, and literary illustration preserve her image enough for artificial reconstruction. Though many details around her departure carry the weight of legend rather than certainty, the public remembers a beauty who rode bravely into the steppe. The colder truth is that she was placed inside a border marriage policy, her fate decided by the throne, not by her own heart. Was she a willing sacrifice, or a victim of the court that used her? The world remembers the sound of her music. No one remembers the fear she carried through the night at the frontier. Number 13. A foreign slave's face is struck into silver, and that silver still remembers what history nearly erased. She was Thea Musa, a queen of the Parthian Empire spanning the final century before the Common Era into the 1st century after it, her likeness preserved on coins minted at Ecbatana. Those surviving drachms are the clearest evidence allowing her reconstruction today. The public remembers a foreign slave who rose to become a queen of the East. The darker truth is that her power was surrounded by accusation, propaganda, and testimony that cannot be fully verified. She climbed to the summit of an empire, only to be driven into exile by a nobility that never accepted her. What does a coin truly say about a woman who once shook an empire between Rome and Persia? A small face on silver once made a vast empire tremble. Number 12. A queen inherits a throne already burning. She was Boran, also called Purandokht, ruling the Sasanian Empire briefly around 630 to 632. Her image preserved on surviving silver coinage that shows her crown in profile. That numismatic record allows her face to return through artificial intelligence. The public remembers one of the rare women to sit upon the pre-Islamic throne of Iran. The colder truth is that she ruled an empire already fractured, where power no longer meant glory but ashes. She tried to restore a fading legacy, yet inherited a crown that was already collapsing beneath her. Was her portrait on that coin a final declaration of a dying dynasty? She wore the crown not while the empire lived, but while it drew its final breath. Number 11. A former slave mints coins in her own name, and for a moment, an empire bends to her will. She was Shajar al-Durr, ruling in Ayyubid and early Mamluk Egypt during the 13th century. Her image tied to gold dinars, struck in Cairo around 1250. Those coins remain the foundation of her powerful symbolic reconstruction today. The public remembers a sultana who rose from a lowly position to the very throne of Egypt. The darker truth is that her reign lasted only a brief, unstable stretch amid crisis, suspicion, and the limits imposed upon women in power. She held enough authority to rule, but never enough to be accepted for long. Why would a woman with her own currency still be pushed into darkness by history? Her name was struck in gold, yet her fate proved more fragile than sand. Number 10. Behind a palace curtain, an empire quietly obeys a woman's hand. She was Nur Jahan, Empress of the Mughal court from 1577 to 1645, remembered through Mughal and Kishangar-style portraiture, blending Indo-Persian artistic traditions. Those court paintings supply the basis for her reconstructed image today. The public remembers her as the light of the world, an empress of elegance and rare authority. The colder truth is that her power depended entirely on court favor, family alliance, and a fading emperor's trust. The brighter she shone, the more her enemies longed to extinguish that light. How far could a queen behind a veil truly command an empire? She never needed to hold a sword for a court to tremble at her name. Number 9. A mother watches over an empire she will never officially rule. She was Sorghaghtani Beki, a powerful Mongol noblewoman active from the late 12th century until 1252, remembered through Persian and Mongol illustrated traditions, including the historical chronicles of Rashid al-Din. Those illuminated manuscripts form the reference for her modern reconstruction. The public remembers her as the mother of great Khans. The darker truth is that she built her power through political intelligence, yet her legacy became attached to her sons' names far more than her own. She shaped the very future of the empire, without ever sitting formally upon its highest throne. How much of the map of Asia was quietly drawn by one mother's mind? She needed no crown of her own. She gave birth to the ones who wore it. Number 8. A regent rules an empire from behind a throne built for men. She was Töregene Khatun, a Mongol regent who died in 1246, remembered through dynastic coinage and later Mongol and Persian illustration, though no confirmed contemporary portraits survives. That symbolic material forms the basis for her reconstruction today. The public remembers a woman who held power amid rival Mongol princes. The colder truth is that her authority was shadowed constantly by suspicion and internal conflict. She governed a vast empire, yet had to fight endlessly just to be acknowledged. Why is a once powerful regent remembered in such a cold and distant tone? Some thrones are not built from gold, but from suspicion alone. Number 7. A warrior princess refuses every challenger who dares approach her. She was Khutulun, active across Mongolia and Central Asia from around 1260 to 1306, described by both Marco Polo and Rashid al-Din, her image drawn from later illuminated miniatures depicting Mongol warriors. Those artistic traditions provide the reference for her reconstruction. The public remembers an unbreakable warrior princess who bowed to no one. The darker truth is that her legend blurs together historical record, oral tradition, and Western imagination in ways difficult to separate. The more extraordinary she appeared, the more storytellers turned her into something impossible to verify. Where is the true Khutulun hidden beneath the myth of the warrior maiden? She won countless battles, but she could not defeat the distortion of time. Number 6. A beauty rises to dazzle an empire, then falls to become its excuse. She was young Guifei, consort of the Tang dynasty from 719 to 756. One of the 4 great beauties, remembered through numerous surviving paintings and later sculpture, including depictions at the Wencheng hot springs. That rich visual record allows for her vivid reconstruction today. The public remembers a beauty who enchanted a glittering Tang court. The colder truth is that she became a symbol for the dynasty's collapse, though the true causes ran far deeper than one woman's face. Her beauty lifted her, then was used to explain a catastrophe far beyond her control. Was she the cause, the victim, or simply the mask an empire needed? The world remembers her beauty. It forgets that an empire needed someone to blame. Number 5. A golden mosaic freezes an empress forever between glory and suspicion. She was Empress Theodora of the Byzantine Empire, living roughly from 500 to 548, immortalized in one of history's most famous mosaics inside the Basilica of San Vitale in Ravenna. That mosaic remains the foundation for her modern reconstruction. The public remembers an empress crowned in gold, draped in imperial purple, standing eternal in colored glass. The darker truth is that ancient sources describing her were often hostile, splitting her legacy between sainthood and slander. A woman of immense power was viewed through the church's golden light and through propaganda's darker shadow. Was that mosaic face true power, or simply a political mask? She stands forever in gold, yet history placed behind her a shadow that never fades. Number 4. A desert queen dares to challenge Rome itself. She was Queen Zenobia of Palmyra, ruling in the 3rd century. Her likeness struck onto coinage from Palmyra, a city that once stood as a glittering hub of desert trade. Surviving coins held today in the British Museum, minted around 271 to 272, allow her reconstruction. The public remembers a desert queen who defied the might of Rome. The colder truth is that accounts of her final fate vary widely, and her brief political triumph was crushed beneath a far larger empire. She sought to transform a trading city into imperial power. Why would a queen on a coin make Rome itself grow uneasy? Palmyra kept its stone. The coin kept her face. Nothing kept her kingdom. Number 3. A face sleeps undisturbed for nearly 4,000 years beneath desert sand. Archaeologists call her the Princess of Xiaohe, discovered in the Töregene Basin Cemetery, dating to roughly the 2nd millennium before the Common Era. Her remarkably preserved mummy, complete with hair, eyelashes, clothing, and burial goods, provides the material for her reconstruction. Though the title princess remains a modern archaeological and media description, rather than a confirmed historical rank. The public remembers a peaceful face resting in the desert. The darker truth is that no one knows her real name, her voice, or the life she once lived. Her body was preserved almost miraculously, yet her identity was erased completely. How much can a mummy tell us once her name is gone? The desert preserved her face far better than humanity preserved her memory. Number 2. Beneath the sand near a vanished lake, a face endures that time was never meant to keep. She is known as the Beauty of Loulan, her true name unknown, discovered near Lop Nur in the Töregene Basin, and dated to roughly 1,800 years before the Common Era. She remains one of the most famous Töregene mummies, her hair, clothing, and burial context providing strong material for reconstruction. The public remembers an ancient woman resting beneath the sand, given the poetic name of Beauty. The colder truth is that this graceful title conceals a harsher life of disease, dust, and total loss of identity. Her beauty has been modernized, while her real existence was swallowed by the desert. Why would a nameless woman become an archaeological symbol of the entire Silk Road? They call her a beauty. Perhaps what truly haunts us is not her face, but her silence. Number 1. A princess becomes a bridge between two civilizations, and the bridge is asked to carry more than any single life should bear. She was Princess Wencheng. Living amid the Tang dynasty and the Tibetan Empire from roughly 628 until sometime between 680 and 682. She stands as the most iconic face of Tang Tibetan diplomatic marriage, preserved through statues, paintings, Thangka art, and centuries of cultural imagery, much of it shaped long after her death. The public remembers a princess who carried culture, Buddhism, and the symbol of peace into Tibet. The darker truth is that her story has been interpreted so differently by so many traditions that the real woman has nearly disappeared between history, politics, and myth. She is celebrated as a bridge of peace, yet she herself was the price paid for that peace. Was she a symbol of civilization, a tool of diplomacy, or simply a woman used by history to build a legend? History calls her a bridge between two worlds. No one asks how many times that bridge broke inside. Those faces once crossed deserts, thrones, and legend itself. If history could truly live again, perhaps it would begin with the look in their eyes.